Good morning. Good morning.
WCOM FM LP, Carborough Chapel Hill. Legends from the Painted Cave, here with you today. Live radio broadcast. Shamanism, paganism, animism, all the isms we got over here. We got Jesus-ism also. All the mythology and legendary stories. We have, we're not going to be talking about news and that sort of thing. We like the mystical and the mythological stuff is interesting to us. Louie, our special guest in the studio today. Hey, Louie.
Hey.
Hiccups?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm back.
And Ian.
Good time.
Good time. We have again our crystal ball up here on the console, which we seem to be having a lot of fun with these days. It's not a, what do you call that, magic 8 ball? It's not that kind of crystal ball or magic ball, although
the fortune-telling one.
Can be.
Yeah.
Divining tool.
Our witnesser.
The watcher. Y'all are being watched.
Indeed.
By our own mind, really, you know. And that's okay. Looks like all of our buttons... Oopsie. We just got on the air. Sorry about that.
Perfect.
Legends from the Painted Cave. WCOM FM LP, Carborough Chapel Hill. We had a little talk there. I just noticed had to turn the show on. And we have the leaf blower in the background. Sometimes he's our ambiance.
Mm-hmm.
So Louie, we were at the Carborough Town Commons last night, but you decided to stay home and rest up for the show.
Yeah.
So you have lots of energy. Come on, pour that out on us.
Sure.
You were researching for the show last night, right?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, here comes the leaf blower right by the window. We can meditate on that if you like.
Yeah, I don't know if people can
Some
hear.
white noise for us, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I was, actually, I feel like yesterday I was reading stuff that I probably won't talk about, because it
Pull
was...
your speaker towards you.
Is it?
You can pull that right on
Sure,
out. A couple 3-4 inches away is good.
Yeah, it's back on its
Oh.
head, so I'm not...
Hey.
I'll just scoot it.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's a pull.
It'll work. It's gonna work out. It's gonna
good.
work out.
I can hear myself in the thing.
Good.
Anyway, I was reading some stuff that was like tangential to what I was reading before. But
Transcendental.
yeah, it's all transcendental. But the main thing I've been learning about is the like Western magic that's rooted in the Kabbalah.
Rooted in what?
The Kabbalah, which is like an ancient oral tradition which started like in ancient Egypt and got like passed through the Jewish mystics over time.
The Kabbalah.
Yeah, Kabbalah. And I was first getting into it because my friends are talking about the Golden Dawn, which I think is a pretty modern, like, kind of adaptation of Kabbalah and other, like, Egyptian. You probably know better.
I think what I heard was like the Kabbalah was shared by a lot of different groups, and then they re-edited it, you know, sort of like the Bible to their. But a lot of the same things go into all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because the Golden Dawn, like, the main thing I've been learning about it is the Tree of Life.
Mm-hmm.
And the Golden Dawn had its own like Tree of Life with a bunch of like colors and angels and things. Which I think the Kabbalah, from what I've read, also has angels, but it might be like different angels.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it has colors. I think it has different colors. And there's all sorts of stuff to it, but I think the basic concepts are the same, where it's like back in like ancient Egypt or whatever, they were talking about this like Tree of Life idea with different nodes and like a network of paths between the different nodes that you can use to kind of like, the idea is like it's a metaphor for like human consciousness, that you can use the different nodes and pathways to like travel up your mind into like the cosmos, or the formless God sort of stuff, and then back down into your body, back down into
like
the world.
like different archetypes that you need to learn to know how to deal with that phase of the planets and the moons,
Right.
and then use those times as times to do those studies. It's like a calendar of when to be spiritual, in which ways, and sort of like that. That's the way I saw it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Or is it more of like moving up the chakras almost?
Yeah, it's interesting. I was thinking about it in terms like the chakras, but I think that's another way you can use it, because each of like the 10 Sephiroth like node things is mapped to one of the planets.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use it as like almost like an astrology chart, or like a calendar of like, I don't know, like this is the day when like Saturn and Venus are in the sky. So you like tune into the energies of those nodes. But yeah, it's, I don't know, there's like a million different things you can do with it.
Mm-hmm.
The charts are like crazy looking. They have a bunch of symbols all over the place. But
You
yeah.
said tangential. What does that mean? Sounds like tangent.
Oh yeah. I've already talked about too many different things. But the tangent to it was there's people who wrote a bunch of research papers. I mean, probably not research papers. Occult articles or something in like the early 1900s, where they said they could use clairvoyance to see like the molecular, or like the atomic structures of molecules.
Of what?
Molecules,
Oh,
like
yeah.
atoms.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like a book called Occult Chemistry. That just sounds very cool. So I'm a chemical engineer.
And you being a chemist,
Mhm.
now occult chemistry.
Yeah, I just started reading it though, so I'll stick to the Tree of Life stuff right now.
So what else about the Tree of Life?
Yeah, but I just like ran through all this stuff. I guess starting with the planets is probably good. 'Cause the idea of the planets is that you can kind of map, like the Tree of Life is obviously like a tree, so it goes from like the top to the bottom, where the bottom is Earth and the top, I think it's Pluto, or like basically the top is like outside, see, it's like outside the solar system, or outside like the human mind. And as you go down, it gets closer to the center. It's kind of like a geocentric model, right? It's like Earth is the center, and like the sun is like halfway out. So like the higher in the Tree of Life you go, the further out. So it's like Saturn and Jupiter, and then closer is like Venus and Mercury. It's like the different energies are at different points in kind of like the hierarchy of the mind.
What I heard sort of said one way, in like a comic booky way, at the beginning of time when we settled this planet, that was the different tribes and how they came through the portals. They landed in that shape on the Earth, and each planet represents what planet you came from. I mean, the planets would look a lot different back then than they do now, but that's what they were saying. The energies were coming from those points. And then we all share those energies in different times, and being able to tap into them, that was later on, like going into Solomon and Solomon's magic. He was saying like different spells and different meditations need to be done under these signs with at that time for them to work.
Like astrology almost,
Like,
in a way?
yes, like astrology, but it's that was just there with sort of the same thing, but drawn in that Tree of Life pattern.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the practical use of astrology, and like using, because astrology is like, at least in the modern sense, is like using like the kind of like the energies of the planets when you were born to determine who you're going to be later. But this is kind of like, yeah, like using the current state of the planets to see like what sort of magic you can do. That's very cool. But another thing my friends got me into is there's each hour of the day can also be mapped to one of the planets. And it's like a cycle that it goes like I think I checked. It's right now is the hour of Jupiter, and it's Monday, so it's the day of the moon. So like, based on what Hiccups is saying, there would be like certain magical spells you could do right now that are like, I don't know, like moon energy with like the Jupiter energy as well. I don't know. I don't know much about the actual magic part. But
Yeah.
That's like the theory behind it, I think. Yeah.
You're in it. You're in it.
Yeah.
You're in it right now. You're wrapped in the mystique.
Yeah.
Give it a little bit longer, and you'll. Yeah.
Start doing magic without meaning to.
Well, that's what I was saying at breakfast. It's like you end up with the structure of your life actually doing magic. It's just we don't call it that anymore. We just call it passion or structure or
Living.
Yeah, just living.
Yeah.
Being in the flow.
The flow is the magic.
Yeah, that's cool.
But to understand what current is happening at the time and learning how to work with that current, I imagine that's more of that astrology side of it. You're understanding almost what meals you can make because you know which ingredients you have at the time.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good
That's a good way to
analogy.
put it, yeah. Yeah, it's like the tree of life is like a big cookbook. Gives you a bunch of different elements you can combine.
Yeah.
A cookbook of recipes.
Yeah. Because
That's what I think of, books like that. There's a bunch of different methods,
yeah, definitely.
recipes.
And I do imagine, I mean, cooking in general as a magic sort of witchcraft, brewing of reading the recipe, what are you putting together, and the energy you put into it.
Yeah, seeing what you get when you try different things. Because so far what I've read is about like the 10 nodes of the tree of life. But there's so much depth to it because I think there's 22 pathways that connect the different nodes and like different organizations. Like there's between node like 2 and node 6 there's a pathway that has its own energy, and then 6 and like 5 have their own energy. So there's like there's more and more like exponentially more ways you can combine things that like
Is it almost like a story? Because you saying the 22 right there just made me think of the tarot cards, and you have 0 to 21.
It is related to the.
Yeah, they map the tarot cards to it as well.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't gotten that deep yet, but yeah.
So 10 planets, 10 fingers, 10 fingers, 10 toes, 22, 20. So where's the
Your ears.
what's the 22 coming from?
Your ears.
Just your ears.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You gotta listen. You gotta listen and you gotta feel.
Yeah.
Oh, so 22 would be like the unknown, like the 10 planets and then the ifs and the ises, or what?
I don't know. There's normally 10 Sephiroth, but there's actually an 11th one that corresponds to Uranus. That's like the abyss or like the unknown. And it's like the hidden Sephiroth. So it makes 11 instead of 10.
Yeah. You gotta study for a while to find the hidden ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Read between the lines.
Yeah.
Well, sound bath time. We try and get one in right here at the start of the show. So grab your journey blanket and pillow and lay on the couch or wherever you're at. Get yourself comfy. Stop your working for a moment and take some deep breaths. Gently. Long breath in. Long breath out at your own pace. Do a few of these breaths. They're calming. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy we could be here with you guys today. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, no one to be. Here resting, receiving, allowing. letting the thinking mind go and the thoughts floating downstream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Are you my animal, my spirit guide? Do you have a gift for me? Releasing, letting go, allowing, receiving. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Returning now gently, gently returning. Long deep breaths, gently. Welcome back. A few
Bless.
more long deep breaths. Blessings. Legends from the Painted Cave. WCOM FM LP, Carborough, Chapel Hill. You're a legend. We're a legend. We're writing our own story right here, right now. Weaving in the tapestry of life. We have some announcements. We have the WCOM Disc Golf Classic Tournament, Saturday, September 14th. That's at Pluck Farm in Melbourne, NC, starting at 10 a.m. There is a $20 per player registration, and those proceeds will go to moving to a new building around the corner. And we also have the Carborough Music Festival, September 29th. That's a Sunday. That's coming up the end of the month.
Oh yeah.
And we will be there. Medicine Drum Sound Bath will be there from 10 a.m. till, 8 in the evening. So drop in anytime. It's free. We are service. It's a public service, so no cost to you. Just come on, drop in anytime, and get yourself a sound bath, or many, if you like. Stay all day with us.
What date was the festival?
September 29th.
For that, we have Honeybee.
This weekend.
Yes.
That's the 14th. Louisville, North Carolina.
South of Winston-Salem a little bit.
Some good people.
That's gonna be a good time. Yeah.
Be a nice hippie
A lot of
fest.
kindness. A lot of kindness over there.
Looking forward to it.
He's a beekeeper, and he grows CBD hemp and makes a magic potion, so to speak.
Nice.
Cure what ails ya.
And what was the
Panacea.
Alchemy Wellness?
Panacea.
Alchemy Wellness is coming
Wellness in Sanford,
up. You know the date?
26th,
26th. Alchemy
Thursday,
Wellness.
the 26th.
They're selling tickets.
Selling tickets on Facebook, Alchemy Wellness.
Alchemy Wellness is
$11.
$11.
It's about an hour and a half. We'll have 2 drum journey sessions in that hour and a half time. Space is limited to 10, so go ahead and commit and get yourself in there. This will be our first one there, Sanford, North Carolina. So that's a couple days before,
Yeah.
the
Sure.
Carborough Music Fest, which they close off part of the town here, and in the Carborough Town Commons, where we do our drum journey every Sunday as well. 5:30 to 7:30, we're out there with our drums.
And then we have Shikori.
The following weekend.
Grassroots at Shikori. You're not officially there, but we are going to set up the drum tent somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Probably near the middle of the place, hopefully.
Hopefully. We still have to, I'll scope that out today on the way home.
So the offering's still available, just not officially part of the Healing Arts. We've graduated.
That's how I feel.
Evolve.
We're a part of the land now.
We graduated out of Healing Arts into Healing Reality.
Yeah. Healing cosmos.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
not
be
a-
there. You can also, if you want to volunteer, you could.
Yeah, check out on the Facebook. I got the link to my trash crew. I got a special deal this year that we're doing 2 4-hour shifts on helping us on trash. Get you your full 4-day festival ticket, which is a better deal than they've ever done. It's just because we've had such a hard time getting staff to pick up trash, and we it's already bagged. You just grab the bags and put them on the truck. It's not.
Oh, good for clarifying.
Yeah, it's not really like
Not
you're
going around with.
no, not a nail on a stick or nothing. No.
Yeah.
It's not a road crew operation.
Just picking up bags, throwing them in the pickup.
We don't get the cool pinchers.
Well, we do have that for the early morning crew. We set people up to walk around and clear the stage areas and stuff. But yeah, just look that up on. We got Legends from the Painted Cave on Facebook, Instagram. I'm posting the shows on YouTube and also reposting from YouTube to Facebook, so you can hear our shows anytime that you would like to hear them.
You're posting them on Legends from the Painted Cave Instagram too, right?
It's all under Legends from the Painted Cave.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, Gmail.
You said
Hyperspace.
YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize they were on YouTube.
I post them on YouTube and then transfer them from YouTube to Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah, look us up on Hyperspace as well.
Yeah.
Hyperspace.
My Hyperspace. Actually.
Oh, is that another platform?
That's right.
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
you're gonna start.
Yeah. Find us in the
future.
find us in
That's
the
what it
fourth
sounds like.
dimension.
That's-
Yeah.
Sounds like a
The fourth dimension.
manifestation platform there.
Yeah, yeah.
Find us in the fourth
Hyperspace.
dimension, right beside Ramsey Doss.
yeah.
Ramsey
Really
Doss.
Oh my, rest in peace.
Rest in Ramsey.
What else? I think that's all on the schedule until
For this month.
Then we have Leaf, but that's further down the road.
That's a couple weeks after Shikori. That's mid October.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shikori's always the first weekend of May and the first weekend of October. So twice a year in Pittsburgh, which is very close to us. And then, well, there's Coracle, which is a burn, a Burning Man, a regional burn. That'll also be at Shikori Hills. It's a little costly. I don't think they have a, what do you call it, volunteer?
No, it's all donation. It's all an offering. Everything they do there is provided by the people coming to the show. So it's like you pay to be there, plus you give an offering, or something like that.
Well, yeah, whatever. Like our offering is the drumming.
Do they?
There's no cash sort of thing.
I think it's like
One
that.
of those, yeah.
There is porta potties.
Well, it's a regular festival.
Right.
They have
So they
food
do-
vendors.
Okay, food
Do
vendors.
they have food vendors?
I don't think so.
No, they don't.
I didn't go.
That's cool.
I didn't go
they
because I'm
don't,
confused.
because that's some people's offering.
Yes.
They cook.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get.
Go over to
get
their
at.
tent.
Hey, I got a dentist appointment coming up. Yeah, well, Leaf's October 17th. Is that right?
Sounds right.
That Thursday, 17, 18, 19, 20, we'll have the drum tent out there. Medicine Drum Sound Bath is the coined phrase that we're using for the tent. MedicineDrumSoundbath.com. Go check out Michael's page. It's got a bunch of extra stuff and information on there that he does. And then when's that Licking Chicken?
That's a new one on me.
Oh, that's because I'm doing it. Never mind. Okay, let's move on.
And you set up for selling your jewelry. too,
Yeah,
you
me
got-
and Ian's gonna be at Licking Chicken coming up November 2nd.
Is that Raleigh?
It's in Southern Pines Brewing Company in the parking lot.
Oh, yes. I
It's
know.
it's like a chicken wing cook-off and craft show all at the same time. They got little a couple bands that play all through the day. Last year they had about 2,000 people.
No.
Yeah, so so that's why I was like, hey Ian, can you come help me sell some pine cones?
And is that for Into Flows fundraiser?
Yeah, it's all the funds.
Flowland?
Funds go to the skate park.
Southern Pines
Skate for
Skate
More.
Park.
Skate for More project. They're building the skate park in Moore County. So it's all for a good cause.
He's been working at that for what, 10 years? More,
He's
longer.
been-
I think.
20, yeah.
He had to talk the community into letting them do it first. you know?
Decades.
It's, yeah.
Way to go, Willie.
Way to go,
hang
Willie.
In there.
Thank you,
hang
Will.
in there and keep out that bureaucratic red tape. Slow moving.
Cutting it.
Very slow moving. Thank you for hanging in there for the youth.
Oh yeah, my pinecone pendants are under. You can find me on Instagram under Spirit Finds.
SPIRIT Finds.
FINDS. Spirit Finds.
Instagram.
Instagram.
You guys got anything that you want to announce? Louie? Ian? Maybe a
No.
favorite temple?
Yeah, you want to shout out
meditate
some
at? How about
monasteries?
I don't know.
Because you like to go to temples to hang out there for days and days.
Yeah, I did that last summer. Shout out to Forest Dhamma.
Say it
Good,
again?
Forest Dhamma.
Uh-huh.
Thai forest tradition monastery in somewhere in Virginia. It's a pretty cool place.
It just pops up when you get close enough to it. It'll
Yeah.
reveal itself to you.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Virginia.
Yeah, it's actually
Somewhere.
a pretty cool place when you go there. It's like a long gravel road, and then it opens into you're like going up a hill, and it opens like that. It's like the trees part ways, and there's like a huge ornate monastery. Super cool.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's not in West Virginia. That's in Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia, but it's in like the Appalachian Mountains.
Ah, okay.
Like that same region.
How long did you stay there?
Just one day. I just
Okay.
kind of visited. It's a cool place.
Yeah, well, it's got to be good for one day.
Yeah.
You know,
Louie.
it's a first time thing. It's like, oh, this is great, but
Louis, I would go. I would
You
go if you plan us a trip.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go meditate with you for a
is
week.
that right?
All right.
Wow,
I'll do
this is
that.
a huge
Cool.
statement from the North Carolinian.
I will
I'm
hold you
never
to
leaving
that.
the state.
It's
Well,
probably like 4 hours away.
Is there one in North Carolina?
No, it's like a one of a kind.
There's
place.
none in North Carolina.
No,
no
there's one,
spiritual.
There's one of this in the world.
There's no spiritual high grounds here.
What are some good places
Probably.
near us right now?
Yeah, let's think about those first.
locals.
You're right.
I
You're right.
actually I haven't been to like a legit monastery in North Carolina.
Well, I'll go with you. Let's go find one.
I'll find one. Yeah. I heard about there's one at least.
There's one in Myrtle Beach, down south of Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, I went to that place. The
Yes.
Meher Baba.
That's South
Meher
Carolina.
Baba.
That was a fun place. It's not a monastery. It's like a paid retreat. Like
Oh, you stay in the cabins there.
yeah, I didn't stay.
Yeah.
You have to like go a couple of times before you're allowed to stay.
Oh.
Is that kind of like
Huh.
I don't know.
They got a vetting process.
Yeah,
Yeah,
vetting process.
vetting, yeah.
Make sure you're not
It
bringing
seems like
your
it seems like a
evil.
super nice place though.
Cool.
But yeah, I don't know that many monasteries though. For how much I've stayed.
You went to
there.
that 10-day one in
Oh
Georgia.
my.
Yeah, in Georgia. That's a retreat center, so it's like you can only go if you sign up for the retreats. And
So they offer that as for free.
yeah,
No cost, right?
yeah,
But it's kind of a little bit of a waiting list.
yeah, definitely.
And you have like
It's-
daily services or chores to sort of compensate them?
Yeah, and it's kind of like a expected donation too. But like it's one of the I feel like it's one of the real like proper monasteries you could say where it's like you they kind of are funded by the assumption that you'll donate, but if you don't have the money to donate, it's completely free. Which I feel like is like the real like the proper Buddhist model. Because there's a lot of places like I've been to one where it's like a huge upfront cost and then they ask for donations as well.
Feels more like a business than
Yeah,
a monastery.
And it's like they, at the end of the day, they probably make the same amount of money or like get the same amount of money. It just half of it is donation, half is them asking for it, and it really like you can tell they don't trust the people. They're like, we don't trust you to donate, so we're gonna ask for money first. And it's like, I don't know.
Counterintuitive, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
not
You gotta. What's the word?
Pay for spirituality.
yeah.
So here's the set amount of your donation that you have to give
Oh.
to get.
This will get you into this realm of peace.
Yeah.
You're not paying to come here. You just have a certain tier of donation you got to reach before you can show up.
Right.
Which
For
level is
entry
it
level,
you want?
yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
you camp in the parking lot.
You don't want to just be.
Yeah.
You don't just
Tailgate.
don't want to be the $15 donor. You know to get up to the 2000s, then we can really find you some spiritual enlightenment.
Yeah.
Exactly,
You get to
yeah.
see the old man. There is an older man too, by the way.
These days it's all recordings though. It's
We
just an
did.
old man on a TV.
Oh, they got TVs. Wow.
Got TVs. Like,
I don't even.
Well, when you're paying, you gotta have a TV. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
an AC, of course.
Yeah. Do they take your phones away
They do, yeah.
at that one?
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it was.
That's the whole point, though. Getting
Honestly,
away.
I'm
I feel
already.
like it
I
was
can
good.
disconnect from my phone
Yeah,
without
you
taking
had
it
to
from
stay
me.
there.
Yeah. The thing is, I can disconnect from my phone, but there's a chance I would have left the Vipassana one. If I had my phone, like, there was like a point in there when I was really just ready to go. And if I could have had my phone, I probably would have just driven away.
Do you feel
It's
like overcoming that was a sort of mental practice in itself? Sort of feeling like I have to stay here, so I might as well adapt and feel cozy in it.
Definitely. That was definitely it was part of it, but in a way, I feel like I've already kind of had that process before, so it wasn't like
That's every day, huh?
not every day, but it wasn't like super groundbreaking. It was just kind of like just acceptance
Yep.
of misery.
Except
Oh.
that I'm a prisoner.
I'm a
Yeah.
prisoner.
I've never been a prisoner
Yeah.
really before.
Voluntary prisoner.
I can
but yeah.
disappear
a
right now and no
voluntary
one will
prisoner.
know.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta release your fears of being abducted and disappearing, and not being able to call anyone for help.
Right.
Release
That
yourself
thought-
from the fears of
Yeah.
maybe something would happen in your life and someone would need you, emergencies,
Let go of that.
and let go of that. Let go of being a superhero for a minute. Yeah.
Or it encourages you to break out of this reality into your mind.
Yeah. I mean, I understand it
That's
for
what
like.
that's
It's a new sensation for you, being held hostage.
Yeah, a little bit.
I understand it for like
yourself,
kids.
you could have actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids on the devices.
It's just water.
You know, and the devices taking over their, you know, their
What about adults on devices?
well, I say kids. Adults,
We're all kids.
We're all kids.
Adults on devices.
You're all my children.
They're all my children.
Whoa.
My children. Well, we have a blessed Savior over here now. What can I say? I've had divine revelation. You're all my children.
You're all my children.
And we're all God.
And we are all God.
You should want to walk like me, talk like me, uku kaju.
Walk like me. So, let's hear some more of
Yeah,
what's going on with the planets and the tree of life and
yeah.
all that stuff. The Kabbalah and
Right.
that mystic side of the Jewish where there was previous mystical teachings before and then they adapt right from era to era.
Yeah. Yes. It's hard to know where to start. Like,
The planet idea.
Well, start at the beginning.
yeah.
I feel like Mormonism.
Make one up. Make up a beginning. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, the Mormonism at this point almost made me feel like they took a little bit from that, covering the planet idea. Is that more of where, from your readings, is that more of where we go after we die, or is that more of where we're receiving just energies from?
Interesting. Yeah. The stuff I've been reading doesn't talk about like birth and death very much. I kind of, I don't know. I want to say, is it too quiet?
Yeah, you're way far away.
Okay.
I can hear you.
It's hard to tell. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like the only things I've seen about death kind of imply that you return. Kind of like you're talking about the tree of life, like the higher parts of it are more kind of like closer to source, if you will, like closer to like the God, kind of like unity sort of thing. The idea is like when you die, you kind of like lose like the lower levels of the tree of life and return to like an upper part. And it's maybe like the more purified you are, the further up you end up, like the closer to like the pure, just like God light you go.
And so they're sending, you said God light there. Is God closer to the sun, or is it further out with Pluto in that sort of alignment?
Yeah. Oh, so I'm saying God. I should probably not say God too much because it's kind of personified usually. When I'm saying God, I sort of mean like the
flow, the energy.
Yeah, the Tao.
The force.
Yeah, the force. Yeah.
The Godhead source.
Yeah. But yeah, in this context, the sun is like, kind of like in the center of the tree of life. It's kind of like the central node, but it's not the top. You know. So the top is kind of like a limitless, like non-physical light.
So yeah. The
sun-
unknown.
Yeah.
That's their closest reference to dying and leaving this mortal body, I guess.
Speaking of the afterlife, Gaia just brought out a new documentation of, it's called Renaissance, where they
Documentary.
documentary, that's what they call it, but it was a video where they interview people who have passed away for a little bit of time and came back with stories.
Near-death experience.
Near death. See, you know the words.
The Indies.
It's
Well,
not.
if you're gonna
I
talk,
haven't had
use
enough
the
coffee.
words, yeah.
I haven't had enough coffee
You've had a lot of coffee.
to pronunciate.
Combined, you guys have enough.
So it was really neat. I only saw little snippets of it, but it's new. Like they haven't. I don't know anybody who's done that yet. Who put a collection together like that of
Cool.
near death.
They're on the YouTube. I've watched quite a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't. I
Not
haven't
a
seen
big documentary though.
There's a few,
Smaller
but
ones, yeah.
the similarities are strange.
They are strikingly similar.
That we're all having that same, or they're all having that
Light
same
at the end of the
experience.
tunnel is a
Oh,
very
wow.
common one in
But-
the NDEs.
I think a lot of the echo was when you pass over, you're gonna experience all the wrong that you've done to other people, and you're gonna relive it. You're gonna be forced to relive all your problems
For those final minutes.
Yeah, everything that's been, even stuff you forgot about, is what they were saying. Like, it's like, I didn't realize that I tripped that kid when I was 3 years old, but he was like, stuff like that. Like, it came through. Like, it's like a.
What do we call that? There's a name for that.
It sounds like you fall into your subconscious and your fears and everything. Like,
well, I think of it. It sounds like kind of like a purge. Like you purge everything. Like you just like purge all your memories from like the very beginning.
And like with the Christian stuff, like you go to heaven or hell. Hell would be you reliving all of those experiences of where you did people wrong. If you don't have a lot of those, then it would be heavenly, because you're not going to deal with all that. You're not going to get that punishment. You're going to get...
but that's just while the death process is happening.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, this is
It's
just a
not
couple
like
minutes.
after. Yeah,
or
it's a couple minutes
that
long.
they were out, and
It's
then they
a
resuscitated
near-death.
them.
Near-death meaning the heart stops.
So
So that means you're dead.
So
but
that would
then
be
the
the
heart
first
starts
thing.
again.
The first thing
And
you
so
do.
it's a near death.
I know. I know my buddy Gerb. Hey Gerb, was sharing a Reddit with me on a near-death sort of experience / dream, and it did seem like they went through the full stages of hell, purgatory, and heaven. And as you're saying, the hell was the witnessing of all the bad you had done, and then it was the purgatory of, okay, you did this bad, but here's why, and this is why it all happened. And then the heaven was really witnessing the awe of life, the goodness that was there, the beauty of it all. But you had to, you have to get through the bad to see the good.
It's a bottom-up approach.
Yeah. And in that idea, it was kind of the sharing of our realities to a higher conscious to understand life. As though one energy was trying to understand it, and it was using all of our perspectives to understand itself.
That sounded amazing.
What's it called when we relive all of our experiences? There's a certain term
Like your
for that.
life flashing before your eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What? Say it again.
When your life flashes.
Life flashes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's cool. Yeah.
You find
Like
out
it's really fast, right? Because it's like when I was young and I had some psychedelic experiences. That's happened.
Yeah.
It's like running really fast, but it's like I was aware, very super aware of every flash moment.
Yeah.
That was my experience. Like really felt that
And stuff
deeply.
you
Yeah,
had
but it's
But it's
completely
running
forgot.
really fast. Like every second there's a frame. A frame. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
And I was saying that's sort of like life.
Cool.
It's like you get that initial bright light at the beginning of existence, and your whole rest of your life is just your eyes trying coming back from that flash. It's just slowly. Okay.
Oh, this is.
No,
I'm trying to-
no, it's
you know what I'm
like
saying?
it's like
your
coming out of the
personal
womb,
theory, yeah.
almost.
Or it's like
Yeah.
you step into a dark room and you can't see it first.
The void.
Yeah.
Your eyes are adjusting from that initial flash of existence.
It's
You know?
just
Your separation from the one.
it's a cool way to put it. Yeah.
When you went through the portal from the one to being one of the many.
Yeah. Where it's like when as you get older, you can see better and better, but I don't know, you're already getting back to
Yeah,
the
and then
start or something.
then your eyes just give up. It's like I'm tired of doing it, and then
Right.
and then did you see the thing I sent you where it was like the burst of light that happens at conception?
Oh,
No,
the DMT is released.
It's some kind of what are they saying?
Nitrous oxide.
There's an actual boom of light when the sperm enters into the egg. It goes, and that's when your soul enters that being.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's
like
the way
a-
I look at it. I mean,
It's
I
like a
don't-
meteor impact. Yeah. Revelation.
well, it's
the Big Bang. It's the start of life.
It's
yeah.
kind of like that metaphorical.
Well, it's dimensional travel. It's when your soul enters that being. it happens. And then the light at the end of the tunnel is you going back into the other dimension, or to another dimension,
That was-
leaving this plane of existence.
That's like the most common experience that people say in those near-death experiences. That light at the end of the tunnel, that bright, brilliant light that's unexplainably. It has no. You can't explain that flash.
Yeah, pure light.
There's no words of pure light.
Yeah. That's the thing in DMT too. Like DMT trips, people talk about the like the light and all the colors are like so pure, like more pure than any color you could see, like with your eyes. You know?
Imagination.
Yeah.
Magic.
Like this, like that mental light, something. I don't know.
A burst.
God light.
To witness the light within yourself. Yeah.
I see your
energy.
true colors shining through.
That was Hiccups. You can contact Legends from the Painted Cave on Instagram for
See your true
scheduling.
colors, and that's why I love you.
Rich and famous. There's our way in.
Y'all
We
know
thought
that
it was
song.
going to be the radio station.
Y'all know that song.
True colors.
Don't be afraid to let them show. See your true colors.
That reminds me of the Bee Gees. Was that
Is
their
it? I
song?
don't think it's the. I think it's a lady
Yeah.
that sings that song. I'd have to look it up. It just popped in my head. It was very random. Very random. My brain goes.
I have more Tree of Life stuff I can talk about. Yeah.
Keep on.
So
Keep on.
Yeah, cool.
Keep it rolling.
Get us off of this.
So, what we're talking about, one of the main things in the Tree of Life is like going up and down, and like one of the ways to go up, obviously, is to if your like physical body is at the bottom, losing your physical body brings you back to the top. But there's also the idea of is structured in three pillars. So we're talking about like the central pillar is like the bottom and the top, and like along that line is like the sun at the center and the moon kind of like lower in the center. But there's also the right and the left columns. So am I painting a good enough picture so far? Yeah.
So far.
So the central channel is kind of like the Earth to cosmos, and has like the sun and the moon as well. Whereas the two side channels are the pillar of mercy and the pillar of severity, they're called. And the general idea, I think I don't understand it well enough to have my own theory, but the general idea is that the pillar of mercy is kind of like the rising and like the salvation complex, whereas the pillar of severity is like the kind of like the being like struck down from Eden complex of like kind of like the darkness of God, of like kind of like the what is like the qualities of like strength and like what is like strength and splendor of like kind of like the grandiose what's like the Old Testament talks about like the fierce like
Yeah.
Wrath.
like the wrath of God type of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas the pillar of mercy is like the grace of God.
So yin and the yang
Exactly.
being the same thing. You
Yeah.
have the
Parallels, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like the two sides of the same coin, sort of thing. And the general idea is that the grace of God brings you up, and the wrath of God brings you down.
This the ascending and descending.
Exactly, yeah.
And some would say the wrath brings you closer to God.
Yeah.
What gives you that healthy fear?
Well, I mean, in
The
that
healthy
suffering,
fear of God.
in that suffering, it's bringing you closer.
Could.
Yeah,
It-
it definitely
the potential
could. It
for
can
that.
send you away as well,
That's how it worked with me.
Right.
but
Yeah.
it is that fear through a out of body experience that you may have that really it's just like, please watch after me, please be with me. You know, it brings you closer because that's all you have
Yeah.
at
And
the
also
end of the
it
day.
connects you.
Huh?
It connects
Yeah.
you back to Earth.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
My separation from God and a
back to
greater
earth.
power
Yeah.
did feel like a punishment when I was in it. But
It was with
it's
you though.
like I say, you can't enjoy the happiness without the sadness to counter, to even know how great happiness is.
Have you
know?
tried that?
Yeah.
Which
Have you
part?
tried that? Have you tested that theory?
Which part?
You can't have one without the other?
Well, no, I'm not able to because I was taught at a young age that there was both. Yeah. So to break this, to break that understanding is, it's hard to unlearn. That there's
Hard
two.
to unsee.
Yeah, it's hard to unsee that there's. But I guess, like we were saying, you could look at it as a whole. It's not up or down or bad or good. It's just what it is. That's the energy of the universe and
But what is it?
the powers that be. They call it God.
G-O-D.
The Tao.
They call it God.
Yeah, the cycle. Yeah. But yeah, it's all the different ways you can go up and down the whatever cycle you're in.
And the cycles can be determined by the position of the planets or what.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because each of the kind of like each of the rungs of the ladder corresponds to a different planet. Because there's kind of the way I'm talking about it is that you can go like all the way up one pillar and all the way down the other, but you can also go like a third of the way up one, then cross over along like one of the side paths, and then go back down. And only go like part of the way.
Oh, so it'd be like, well, where am I now on this map? Because
Yeah.
I'm feeling like this.
Right. Yeah.
Is
feeling
it
the-
Saturn and Uranus that's guiding me here,
Right.
or?
Yeah, like how far out of the solar system are you going? Because we go like with the Pillar of Mercy goes like Earth, and then Venus, and then Jupiter, and then Neptune. If you feel like you're leaving Jupiter and going into Neptune, you could like pull it back and just like cross over to Mars instead of Neptune, and then go back down.
I don't
something like
want to
that.
go that way yet.
I was about to ask about that because I've seen the diagram laid out. Is it like a chutes and ladders sort of concept?
That's how I
Yeah,
understand
it
it at
is.
least.
Yeah.
But I think so. Yeah.
Huh.
Shoots and
Nice.
ladders. Forgot about that game.
Good one.
Their energies communicate, and they have a pathway of sharing their energies. Yeah.
Yeah.
I sort of seen it like that too. That's the shape in the shape. We don't have the picture to show people the shape of the tree.
Yeah, that would help a lot.
That would help a lot right now to be able to understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Send us a link to something. We'll post it on the Facebook, so if
Yeah.
someone does hear this, they can see that.
That would be
next.
good.
That'd be awesome.
Visual aid.
WCOM FM LP, Carborough Chapel Hill, Legends from the Painted Cave. So glad you could be with us. We're here with Louie in the studio.
Yeah. Hello.
Can I say my pet name for you?
Sure, I
No,
don't-
don't do that.
Louie the Traveling Monk,
Oh yeah.
Drum Monk.
Sure.
We have Hiccups. He's station manager now. He's taken over all the social media and cleaning all that
Well,
up for me.
With there's an actual station manager here. His name-
My station manager.
Your station manager.
Actually, it's not my
Producer.
station manager. It's
Yeah.
my social media for
Station
Legends
manager
from
is
the
Tofu
Painted
Dave.
Cave. Yeah, that's Tofu Dave. Hey, Tofu Dave. And we have Ian. Ian is here with us now always. He's always at our sound baths, wherever we are around here or there, and he's in the show, and you might be noticing the constant ring hum in the background. That's Ian on the small Tibetan bowl.
That's just the sound his soul makes
thinking, yeah.
when he's in the room.
The loud silence.
He's humming at a high resonance.
the thunder of the silent thunder. And me, your host, Michael Dre on Facebook, Instagram and all that. I guess we did all that already. And I have the rain stick here. I don't know if you can hear that.
Yes,
over the air.
they can hear. They can hear
is that. Too loud?
It sort of is, but
Okay.
they can hear it. I
Hold
know that
back
part.
over- Well, you got to tell me because you got the headphones.
I'm the only one with a headset. Yeah, I can hear
Well,
exactly
one
what they're
anyway.
hearing. It's pretty loud, especially when you were talking and running it back and forth.
Okay.
But, I mean,
Hold on
it
back.
goes with the thing, you
Yeah,
know.
it's
It's magical.
We got to make adjustments.
It makes people listen up a little harder because they're like, "What's that?" The noise is in between them and hearing you. So,
We're still evolving, still learning every day.
yeah. Our sound baths are sounded. Did you like
Sound
it?
good this time?
Sounded pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, Louie, would you like to share your journey today?
Oh, I didn't really have a journey. My mind was kind of like settling, reorganizing itself.
Just thinking about stuff to say.
Realigning.
Kind of like
Thinking about what I had already said. Seeing how my words sounded in posterity.
the beads in this rain stick as they're settling down, and you turn the stick over and they Let's turn Louie upside down.
No.
Shifting the noise to silence.
So what else about the tree of life and all that?
Yeah. I think
The pillar of mercy and the pillar of
Oh,
severity.
severity.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or you say like grace and wrath. Maybe.
Grace and wrath.
Yeah.
I like grace. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Grace is nice, right? You don't need wrath.
Gratitude. That's where when I think of grace, I think of gratitude.
Yeah.
It
And-
kind of fuels the feeling and the vision of grace is gratitude for me.
So each tree is built on 11 points, correct?
The traditional
And
tree is
there's
10. Yeah.
10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 4 in the center and 3 on each side.
No root system at all, right?
Ooh.
For the visualization,
To try and like describe it.
yeah, there's no
roots.
root system.
In theory, there's roots.
I've seen them draw a tree behind the shape. I mean, it looks like was it a dreidel? That's the thing they spin.
The spin.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Yeah, the actual shape isn't. It's not like a tree shape. It's like a.
I was thinking of a Merkaba.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting ready to ask him about. Have you looked into that stuff too? The
Not yet.
plutonic solids and how all the shapes fit inside the Merkaba?
No, I know about the sacred geometry. Just
So
very,
neat.
very preferably.
So neat.
Peripheral.
That Metatron cube.
Yeah, but I think actually the tree of life, it fits in the flower of life,
Mm-hmm.
like the points. This might not be that helpful actually, but
That's going to
It's
be
not.
very confusing. Yeah.
Just for the novelty, the flower of life has, if you point the dots in it, the intersections, there's 5 in the center, and 4 on each side, and the tree of life, the shape of that corresponds exactly. You just like take out some of the points.
Yeah. If you draw it totally different, it looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
If you draw the same thing and take out half of it, it's the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. No.
That'd be the masculine and feminine. They fit perfectly.
Yeah.
Take them
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah.
Something else.
Actually, that's a good point. The tree of life is, at least in what I'm reading, is presented as being masculine, but I feel like the fundamental, at least my understanding, the fundamental idea of it is that it's balanced. That like, kind of the 2 pillars represent. Well, I don't know.
A unity.
Like the center would be unity, and the pillars would be masculine and feminine. But it stops lining up when they start
Duality.
talking about. Yeah, one is implied to be better than the other, which is very messy. So I'm not like it, but I feel like in principle it seems like a kind of like a balanced system.
So what is the name or the title of this tree of life, this teaching that you're talking about?
So I think the version, the book I'm reading, I should say the book I'm reading is the Kabbalah of the Golden Dawn. So it's,
Kabbalicism.
yeah, Catholicism. So it's, the Golden Dawn is like a 1900s American Western thing, and they're giving lectures. It's like lectures on the Kabbalah, which is a Jewish oral tradition, which is based on a restructuring of the Egyptian tradition from like thousands of years ago, which was transmitted originally from the god Thoth or Hermes Trismegistus, I think. So
Oh yeah.
one of the
They say
gods.
it's all the same person.
Yeah, who is the same person who did the Hermetic teachings.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes very far back. So it's like kind of everybody had their hand in forming this, but
This
It's something.
Western mysticism.
westernized, double westernized Egyptian thing. Yeah,
So the Kabbalah.
yeah.
The Kabbalah is a picture. It's a picture of a shape, and it's what it is. It's a map. It's one picture that you can look at that'll give you all these different thoughts and philosophies and things in one picture. It's like a map. Instead of reading a whole book, you can look at one picture, and it's all in that one picture. Does that make sense? It's
That's
it
a good
was
way to put it, yeah.
you know, so you could just draw the picture, and then people know what you're talking about.
Well,
Like,
if
you know,
they're in a similar mindset, maybe, because it sounds like there's a lot of ideas and
yeah. But it was more like that back
secret
then.
messages.
It was more like today. It's all dumbed down. Like I do a smiley face, and you can see happy. But they could draw that picture, and that's a whole encyclopedia worth of knowledge in that one little picture.
Hieroglyph.
Well, think
Yeah.
about it. If you were like a tarot reader, and like all you knew was the tarot cards, I could draw the tree of life with the tarot cards as like the linkages, and just show that to you, and you would understand the tree of life because you already understand the tarot. I think the problem
That
these days
is
is
often
that
done, yeah.
the problem these days is like people don't have a lot of like complex like spiritual teachings. Like I don't know, like
Without an education, it's hard to understand.
our education is like very scientific, which I feel
Or-
like the tree of life isn't mapped to science. Yeah,
Or
that makes-
with an education, it makes it harder to understand.
I mean, it depends on the education. It depends on the education.
yeah, they're all
Yeah.
like education.
Like if you started on that, then you would know everything already.
Everything about that.
But then we would have no free will.
I'm still trying to figure that free will stuff out.
Yeah.
I so feel like I have free will, but is that part of the lack of free will that makes me feel like I do have free will?
It's
Or,
You've been programmed to think you have free will.
Yeah, am I programmed to think I have free will?
right.
I mean, but if you were taught that so young, it would almost be more of a memorization than a full understanding. You almost have to live it to truly understand the depth of those cycles. You can teach a kid, simple mathematics or an idea, but until you truly understand it, it means nothing. You can remember it.
And is my understanding the true understanding? I mean, there's always something more.
Yeah, I mean,
that happens.
you can teach a kid the simple idea of religion, of good and bad, and whatever, but until you live life, you
Yeah.
don't understand
Yeah,
what it
it's
really
experience of
means.
life.
Yeah, until you have to make the judgment for
Theory.
yourself.
Yeah.
Theory and experience can be very different.
Yeah.
But we got to get a theory, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
that's
we
why
have
I've
an
always-
intellect.
Yeah, that's what I've always been drawn to more is the theory part of stuff.
The what?
The theory part of like magic and like spiritual stuff.
Take
Look-
what you need from it.
Like the theory, the figuring out part.
Yeah. Like I like doing the practice every once in a while, but I feel like the theory is like the fun part of it to me.
Yeah. Like I was saying
Where did this come from?
at breakfast about magic it's just someone practicing knowledge or gnosis, like they would say,
Yeah.
and it's just they're on such a level that they don't even understand, so they call it magic.
Oh yeah. It's
So,
not
like-
magic to the real magicians.
like I was joking earlier at breakfast. I was like, you come up on a village and they're all complaining about how their feet are sore, so you show them how to wash their feet and wrap them and wear shoes, and now they're like, the guy came through with this magic and he set us with this spell and he casted this spell on us and showed us these rituals and now our feet don't hurt.
Yeah.
That's magic.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
That would be
magic.
a common type magic, a practical
Practical magic.
Yeah.
That would be very earthly.
Quit drinking the bad water and you won't be sick anymore.
I mean,
Yeah.
just smell the water.
Yeah, it
But
smells.
it's like nobody's doing that. 'cause
No, they're just drinking it because they know water is good.
There it
that
is.
Water is what they drink,
Gotta have water.
like the animals did.
The powers of observation can be very transformative.
Yeah.
That's why they say you can follow a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. However that
Oh,
goes,
you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
because they will not drink bad water.
Yeah, that's cool.
So you need to wait to see when the horse drinks from which stream or which pond before you do, because the horse can. He just knows. He can smell the bad in it.
Earth
That's
science, earth magic. Common sense.
The horse is smarter than the cowboy.
Right.
Well, they definitely
That's
have senses.
The art of
Yeah,
science.
it's that human mind getting in the way. We think we know things, but we lost our instinct. Yeah.
Nicole was talking about getting out of her way so she could receive her innate wisdom, the teaching that's already inside of her. Get ourselves out of the way, meaning quiet the mind, so our innate wisdom can speak that small, still voice.
She mentioned something
Quiet
about
the mind, turn up the volume.
Huh?
Quiet the mind and turn up the volume.
Quiet the mind and turn up the volume, y'all.
there was something about a healing wheel, or that has different trials that you have to go through before you're able to even help someone else.
Medicine wheel.
Medicine wheel.
I don't
Do you know
She's-
about a medicine? I
Well,
haven't. This is
it's
the
a
first.
part of shamanism.
I've heard of it
is
before, but I've never seen it or
The
know what's on
medicine
it.
wheel. Well,
Yeah, what's on the
not
medicine wheel?
shamanism, but that's a native one,
Yeah.
right?
They have a thing at Shikori, I think. There's like a little thing, or little like medicine wheel on the ground.
Okay.
The
It's just like the four directions that I'm thinking of.
Medicine wheel. You talking about
Medicine
the labyrinth?
It's next to the labyrinth.
Oh, I
There's a
got
little
you.
sign for it.
That's just
yeah,
a.
medicine
You might be talking
wheel,
about something
four
else.
Yeah.
directions.
Yeah,
Mhm. There's a teaching for every 3-month teaching of the four directions, basically.
Mhm.
And I don't know if she's talking about that, but you said a wheel.
Yeah. I'm gonna find out. I'll talk about this later.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah, that's
fundamental.
I wanna know.
It's fundamental for at least Turtle Island, North American teaching is the medicine wheel from the native people of this continent.
Because I said I did a reading on the guy. I was talking about like biomechanics, reading of Pete. I was like, yeah,
Oh,
so I
Pete, yeah.
drummed on his left hip because it looked like he needed it.
Because you're kind of scanning his body.
Yeah, like, you
For
know.
downs
But he said, no, it was my right hip. And she was like, well, a lot of times with the energy work, you do see it on yourself backwards, like a mirror.
In the reflection.
And then I was like, well, no, I wasn't doing a metaphysical scan. I was like, I would like to one day get into that, but I'm just learning now.
You were looking
And she was like,
directly
well,
at-
why haven't you done it? And I was like, because I have these walls, I have these things that I need to figure out before I'm able to, like we were saying in the earlier radio shows, I don't have my armor. I'm afraid that I might push some of my stuff onto you, or you push yours onto me, and I'm not ready for that. And she was like, well, you need to go through the medicine wheel like I did to get to that point, to build your spiritual armor or whatever it
The
was.
airplane theory of you got to put the mask on yourself 1st
Mhm.
before you help someone else.
That's good.
That's what I was telling her. I
That
was
was
like,
a good conversation
I'm not ready.
with Nicole, yeah.
hmm
Yeah, that's how I feel about the so the Golden Dawn stuff has a bunch of magic like rituals, and I've learned a little bit about it, but I feel like I don't know, I feel like I don't have like the magical armor yet, because I don't know, I guess it's a little different working with another person versus like this is a lot about like working with angels and like we're working with like I don't know, celestial energies and stuff, and I feel like I don't know, I don't trust. There's some part of it that I don't trust yet, that I'm very like reluctant. You know?
hmm
You
Sounds like alchemy, though,
But
in a sense. Spell
Mhm.
making, you're taking parts. It's a recipe.
Yeah, but I guess it's like alchemy, but I don't understand the ingredients yet.
well,
Right.
Like the angel names are like complete arcane. Like I don't know what these are.
You keep mentioning the armor, and a lot of it seems like the fear of the magic. So maybe it's more of taking your armor off and realizing you don't need it.
Right.
Those are the two teachings.
Mhm.
One to just let it pass right through you and not affect it, and the other is to reflect or to repel.
Well, more of like I imagine you put armor on when you're in fear of something. So at the moment, maybe you are wearing the armor already, but
Well,
it's letting the armor go.
By saying
It's a difference,
armor,
yeah.
what I'm meaning is to be the second part of what you said, being able to let it move through without affecting me.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
just
like the-
wording it like
or
armor as in protection, I need to reword it. You're right.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
more
it's
of,
sort of
there is
make-
the two. There is the two
expand-
for sure.
Yeah, I want to expand on what you say. It's like the I feel like the really fearful knight goes in with like way too much armor, and he's too slow to get onto the battlefield. And the foolish knight goes in without enough armor, and he runs in and he gets killed. But the wise knight has just enough armor that he's protected, but can still like move around and fight.
or
That type of thing.
the wisest is the
Yeah.
one that
Yeah.
doesn't fight.
That's all true.
The wise knight stays behind and prays for the soldiers.
No, or
Yeah.
realizes,
Becomes a priest.
you know, you're not fighting,
He's a
but,
priest,
you
yeah.
know, you're loving.
Right.
Well, yeah, there's the different, hierarchies of existence. There's the kingly, and then his army, and then there's the cooks, and then there's the farmers. I mean, there's different levels, which means there's different personalities that each of us really, really are, and we have to understand that. Oh,
The
I'm
puzzle
not
pieces.
a king type person. I'm a warrior.
Yeah.
I'm not the cook in the kitchen. I'm not the farmer in the field. And we have to come up with that eventually as we do our shadow work and we do our deep investigation of our strongest essence. And not everybody's a peaceful person.
Yeah, but could,
Some people bring about peace by destruction. It's just their nature.
I know,
They
that's-
can't help it.
but also see, maybe the cook is the greatest fighter, because that is our commonalities, the thing we all come
Well,
together.
everybody's great in
No,
their
but
essence.
more of, I
where they're at,
imagine,
yeah.
and
the greatest.
what if we didn't have to fight? What if we just shared our
But
food?
that's not the
our
world we
food?
live in.
Well, I
No,
think
but
it's
it
also-
could
And
be.
never was.
And what if instead
Well,
of
I think it's-
dropping bombs on places, we just dropped
Yeah.
food?
Well, I think it's also
People do
that.
that.
Yeah.
No,
in the,
but seriously,
in the
that's-
path,
They've done
in the path
that.
Of, like,
That's a real
kinda,
fighter.
Like coming to terms with your whole, like the whole, like diversity within yourself. I feel like you're gonna have to confront, even if you don't like fight in the real world, you have to kind of confront that like fighter nature within you. Even if you choose to leave that behind, it is kind of like one of the hurdles you have to go through.
Well, I kind of see it
In
through
self-discovery.
I see it
Yeah,
through a Star Wars lens. When you do go to war to kill someone, you are then becoming the dark side. You're becoming just as bad as them.
Yeah.
And to quote,
Well, okay, I got a question. So if someone, because this is that kind of the classic question about what you're talking about is, so your family in your house and someone comes in
Mhm.
and they want to take what you have, would you defend?
I don't
or
think
would you
this
just
is not
let
good.
that be
This is not a
taken?
good pathway.
No,
No,
it's
that
just
was
a
off
paranoid
the,
pathway.
No,
that was off the thing.
It's the understanding that just like you, they have a hungry stomach.
But what would you do?
It's the breaking bread, right?
I don't think
And
this
truthfully,
anywhere.
at the
Yeah, I know, I hear
and,
you.
some would argue, oh, you need to kill them, but do you really want to live a life
I didn't say
with a
kill, I just said defend.
Yeah, but
I
we're
think
talking
there's
about
also-
wars and battle here.
There's a big difference between the physical world and the mental world. And that's the most important distinction. You don't have to kill anybody in the real world to still have like the fighter, like knight nature within your mental world,
But that is our nature. I mean,
true.
history has been killing. It has been the fighting to kill. You don't go to battle to just wound them.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like our lives.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
no, I imagine it's at the end of the day, it doesn't. You got to live with yourself. You got to live with your conscience and what
Had
you
to
do to
live
those.
with my aggression and
Yeah.
my hate and my love and my kindness.
I'm gonna change topics actually. I was just thinking the one of the things in the Tree of Life, the Kabbalah teachings is the four worlds. So it's like the physical world is like the manifested, just like solid matter, and like the archetypal world is kind of like the Jungian like archetypes, which is like the top of the tree, where it's kind of just like the spirits that just have like the characters. In between that is kind of like the two mental worlds, whereas like the creative world, where it's kind of like the realm of like infinite creation, where you can just like have whatever you imagine, and then the formative world is kind of like the bridge between the mind and the bridge between the mind and the physical world, which is kind of like I kind of interpret it as the body, or like the formation of the body. I think there's different interpretations, but kind of the idea that like the creative world is a world of like boundless possibilities, but the physical world is a world of like high boundaries where things are hard to move around and you can't really change that much about it. And it's kind of like within the formative world, we can kind of have like a little bit of freedom and a little bit of imagination, but we're still bound by the rules of the physical world below us.
True.
Yeah.
I just witnessed your tree as on the body, almost the chakras starting at the waist, heading up to the head, but your arms are your parallels on the outskirts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tree of life as the body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it goes well with the chakras. Yeah, but that is kind of like the with the creative world would be like maybe the throat chakra and the ajna chakra, where you can kind of like imagine and speak whatever you want. Okay, we got yeah, which would be like the top 3.
Yeah, and I mean that is how they lay the tarot cards out. It creates 2 trees, and on that it's the 11 points. That's why I was curious earlier.
Yeah, that's
the
cool.
11 versus the 10.
Yeah. But yeah, but I just complete the chakra analogy. Yeah. Wait, oh.
Remarkable, right?
No, that's the
Tree of life.
that's the tree of life.
2 squares with a dot at the bottom, lower center, and top.
Yeah, it looks like the thing you spin.
Yeah, dreidel.
Dreidel.
It does, doesn't it?
I'm guessing it's probably related. They made they made the top in the shape of the.
Yeah,
It's all
the
a-
Jewish tradition after all.
It's all a balancing act.
Well, isn't there some symbols on the dreidel, and depending on where it lands,
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
your fate or your.
I think it's the same
Like a
symbols.
magic 8 ball sort of thing, probably.
Same type of symbols.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't mention the all the Hebrew stuff. They put the Hebrew letters on the pathways too, and all like the names, all the names the Sephiroth nodes are like Hebrew words.
Yeah, I'm not sure who all uses it, but I watched a little bit on it last night. That's funny that you brought that up. I thought you were gonna talk about other magic, but I watched something about that last night. It was the same stuff you're saying, but like I was saying, there was different, Hebrew, or different groups, different. I don't know which ones.
It's all the same.
They all use that same symbol for the same stuff.
The same like Tree of Life.
Yeah. Yeah, the tree of life is used by multiple.
Almost like it's all coming from one conscious.
It's almost like it's all coming from a unionized consciousness.
Some guy
Yeah.
in Egypt.
Steve did it.
Steve.
It was either Steve or Larry, one of the janitors that work out here, cleaning up the universe.
The janitors.
That's who Larry Townsend is. He's the janitor of the universe.
Just cleaning up the plumbing.
Oh
spills.
no, his name's Lloyd, but everybody pronounced it wrong, and called him Lord.
We cracked the code.
Yeah.
I hope y'all heard that.
The beginning of the book I was reading, they talk about the Hebrew alphabet. Every letter has like its own meaning, and it was bringing a lot more resonance to the like the word magic stuff, where it's like this word, like the words, like the words like they sound like what they mean. Like I don't know, like jump. Jump kind of sounds like you like jump and then you land. Jump. But like if you go into like the Hebrew alphabet, it's like the J means this thing and the U means this thing.
I imagine almost like Latin and its correlation to all of our words and little fragments meaning the same thing.
Yeah, there's definitely some relation to it. Yeah. I don't know the etymology.
Each letter has its own meaning, and so depending on how you put the letters together.
Yeah, or I can explain the one of the like the names of God, or like one of those like Elohim. I don't know all of them, but like I know A is like the source of power, and L is like the extension of power, and then it goes on to like the rest of the name, and it means like the Lord that does this thing, something like that.
Well, that's like I was saying. It's like back then, stuff meant a lot more. Like
Yeah.
we got the McDonald's of language here. You know, it's just really simple, so we all can communicate better.
bunch of chemicals in it.
Yeah, but back then, you know, one little squiggly line meant a whole book's worth of information, and the, you know, like we're saying, each symbol, each letter has its whole story that goes with it.
Yeah.
And if you put them together, all that made sense. It made so much sense.
Yeah. Well, it's like the hieroglyphs, right?
Mm-hmm. That would tell
Oh,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
history of their whole clan, and all it is a bunch like birds and wavy lines,
Yeah.
and
And it's like the name of their king or something.
Yeah,
And it's like a single word. Yeah.
It's like hearing a title of a book and knowing its whole depth.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like that.
And the author and the setting and everything. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's super cool.
Just reading the cover,
Yeah.
simply knowing its innards.
Like you can see that picture of the Kabbalah and be like, oh, that's a cool shape. That's a cool little drawing someone did way back in the day.
Mhm.
But then, like we're talking about, if you knew what it meant,
Yeah.
there's so much. It's like everything's in there.
Mhm. Well, even the word Kabbalah, like I don't know what it means, but like if you knew what each letter meant, you would you wouldn't have to have someone explain it. You just know, oh, Kabbalah is like, you know, it's the Kabbalah, you know.
Yeah, it's all the questions and all the answers
How to
Yeah,
can
something.
be answered in this one Kabbalah.
Kabbalah. Yeah.
Kabbalah.
It's how to overthrow God. The Kabbalah.
Is it? I don't know how to become
Yeah,
God.
the cabal on a lie.
Mm.
I'm just talking, just giggling, giggling out loud.
I don't remember. I think the Q is the back of the head. B is house. L is extension.
So
That seems accurate.
Extending the
wi-
back of your
Wi-Fi?
head into your
L
house
is extending
something.
the back of your head.
It's the Wi-Fi. It's the
Wi-Fi.
extension from the house, from the back of the house that we can reach out from.
Yes.
L is the
Wi-Fi of
antenna.
antiquity.
So the back of the head is like our ancient, right?
That's the animal.
It's
Yeah.
the storage. It's the storage place of the ancient knowledge that can be extended.
Yeah,
Right, because that's at the back. That's like
Yeah.
the super reptilian ancient. That's like the first brain we had, and then another one grew, and another one grew.
that's where the
Yeah.
There's like 5 of them or something.
Yeah.
Bunch of-
Connections.
but that's where the chemicals are released.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
The cerebral.
Yeah,
Cerebral.
like with
Spine.
DMT, like you were saying, that's where the chemicals start from. Is right back there on the back of your skull when
Oh,
your
is that
brain
right?
starts releasing it.
From the brainstem.
Yeah.
The brain,
Yeah,
brain.
The book says some wacky thing about one of the Hebrew letters represents eye, like it means the eyes, and they said the shape of the letter corresponds to the pineal gland and the pituitary gland, which implied that they knew the structure of the brain.
Yeah.
I don't know
With-
if I believe that. I don't know.
Well, we're finding this more and more with, like we mentioned on one of the other radio shows. So
Oh, yeah.
two particles that are entangled
Mhm.
make the shape. When they zoom in with a super crazy expensive microscopes that they got nowadays, it looks just like the yin yang. It's the same
Oh.
exact shape and pattern. It's two entangled particles.
Mhm.
How did they know that?
Yeah.
You know, and like the tree of life and the tree of life and stuff like that. If you zoom in far enough, you can see that the patterns and the waves are in that same format. It's like, how did they know that? How did they see that?
From deep meditation.
That's
Yeah.
what you
Deep
mentioned
meditation.
last time I said
And,
it. Yeah.
You know, medicine plants, teacher plants.
They're seeing it through the
they can
mind's
reveal-
eye.
They can open the mind. They can open the box of the ego and that closed structure to open
Yeah.
up to the
Well,
infinite.
The-
And that's how they know. I mean, that
that's
makes
what
sense to me.
that's what you say. What I think is that in the future, someone goes to the past and it starts all over. And when that person goes to the past with all the future information that we're gonna learn eventually, they're gonna go to the past and want to show you just to blow your mind, because this is all they can do now that they can't get back. They can't go back. They're all the way back there. They're like, I'm going to do something to blow their mind. I'm going to draw particle physics on this wall, and they're going to think it's just some weird shapes and drawings for their whole lives until they get to this certain point, and then they're like, oh, buddy.
What are you saying? Someone's going to figure that out at some point
And they'll realize
in
it's
the
all.
future?
Yeah.
They have the...
In the future, someone's going to go back, and their only way to try to show us that it ever happened was to draw stuff like that.
Leaving traces.
Yeah, leaving traces of
Crop
tech,
circles.
of stuff that took us all these
good
years to
example.
build the technology to see and understand.
Yeah.
They already knew it, and they're going to show you that so now you know that they time traveled. That's the only way you could prove it to someone.
Yeah, that's one way.
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're never going to meet the people you prove it to because you're stuck back there. But that would be a way to show people in the future that time travel did happen.
Here's another idea. So you're talking about how to have something happen really far in the past that proves that it came from the future. Here's another idea. What if the only things that survive from that far in the past are things that are really true and that are really like purified? What if those things that are really true and purified just so happen to coincide with the things that we find at this point in the future? They found a bunch of stuff in the past.
Well,
it's just only the really good stuff stayed.
Or it also,
I like that.
yeah, it also could be.
I like that.
It also could be that we had all the technology and gained all that technology in the past to that point.
Mhm.
And like they say, there's like a great erasing of culture. Like they say, like, I mean, this is other stuff. Aliens would come down and they would take our resources that they need before they leave, and before they leave they would do a great dumbing down of the population to keep them at that slave conscious level that they can control them, or keep them thinking they're living their regular lives, but really they're just terraforming the planet for them to come back later. But same thing, it's like, but the aliens didn't think to erase the cave drawings or erase the architecture. All they did was take the machines away, take the technology away, take the books away, and let them start over.
All right. What
Them
if
is us. Them is us.
what if there's no
it's all us.
Oh.
It's all us.
or there's no time travelers, but time itself is in a loop,
Yeah.
and we will eventually make it back to those times.
We are the aliens.
Yeah,
Totally.
no, but eventually,
Yeah, I'm on the loop theory.
On the
Yeah.
on the loop of time, we eventually will rebuild those pyramids when they're gone.
For sure. Undoubtable.
But
that's I'm on the loop theory.
In my
Yeah, we're trying to break out of that cycle. I imagine in a lot of ways.
There's a fun idea.
Sure, why not?
Fun idea I thought of a while ago
It's
about
fun.
Yeah.
the idea that the loop theory, throughout time there's always been like the hierarchy of like there's like a bunch of poor people and then a few rich people. What if the rich people are just like living in that loop, like they're living it over again, and they know all the secrets because they read the history books,
Uh-huh.
so they can just
That-
go and be rich.
Or
that
they-
would make
yeah.
sense for how
Yeah, totally.
like the pharaohs
Yeah,
and
that
stuff,
makes
they
sense
they
too. I
would
like
worship
that
them
as
for
well.
for all that
Yeah.
all them years, even though they weren't there anymore,
hierarchy.
because they still were there. They were living off of their riches and hiding in their pyramids, you know. That's
Yeah,
why they're like,
yeah.
I want all my worldly possessions in this pyramid with me when I die.
Oh, I see.
They didn't really die. They were just tricking people into setting them up
I see.
to live in their little hoarding spot for 200, 400 more years
Nice.
because they were living so long.
That's fun.
Yeah, but that goes. So then there's the Hindu
Oh, yeah.
of the karma
Oh.
wheel and the class. You can work your way up.
Oh, I forgot
It's
about
different
that.
from what you were saying. Is the hierarchy is always in their loop, and everyone else is in their loop.
Right.
They sound different.
It's similar though. Yeah, I forgot.
It's
I forgot
similar
about
though.
that. Yeah, the caste system.
Cast.
Yeah, where you well, it's probably similar where it's like if you're in this caste, you can't, like, the only karma you can get is the karma in your caste. Like you can't get the karma in the caste above. Like you're not allowed to get it. or something.
Not in the lifetime you're in, or
I don't know.
if or you
You
saying
have
that.
to pray a lot and do a lot of puja and stuff. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
A lot of ego deaths.
So once
Like,
once an
yeah.
untouchable, always an untouchable. There's no way to move up a class
It's really hard
through
to, probably.
incarnations.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, this is all the culture. It's not the.
Yeah.
Buddhism doesn't talk about this. I don't know.
No, they don't, do they?
No, they don't talk about
The
that.
reincarnation is not a Buddhist tradition.
No, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Just
But
not
the class system
Yeah, not the
isn't.
class.
Oh, the caste
Buddhism.
system, right?
It talks about like the realms of rebirth, but it's way more like fluid. Like you can go all up and down the realms
Who's that?
in Buddhism.
Ah,
Yeah.
And that's through more of the mindset shift. Yeah.
Yeah, like you can get not to go too deep, but like you can get like any karma in any realm. Like meditation kind of lets you go all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom. If you,
oh, that's right.
you do,
I
yeah.
only like my
Of course.
karma in a Snickers bar.
Of course. Yeah, depending on the meditation, the depth of meditation practice. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know, with some nuts, with
Well-
some nougat.
Well, how about we do
Hey.
just a 7-minute sound bath?
Hold on. Seneca says that the show is very comforting. She wanted to give thanks to everyone here and says that she's listening. She hasn't been able to listen in a few weeks. And love and gratitude to all of us.
Love and gratitude right back to you.
Love and gratitude right back to you, Seneca.
Oh, we love you.
And there's an evolving soul in manifesting, like all of you, us. Well, I'm not really evolving. I'm
You're-
old, so I'm slowly. I'm more
The
slower
mind.
than you guys.
The mind is always young.
Yeah.
Or you've already evolved.
No, there's always evolution, but the youth seem to evolve quickly.
This one's for you, Seneca.
Seneca, settle back. Set down your crafts, or your computer, or your dishes, or your work tools, whatever they might be. Call your man or woman in from the fields. Bring the kids and the animals. Have a little sound bath. Too loud. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, no one to be. Just here resting, receiving, allowing. A few long breaths, gently. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for all these teachings. Gratitude, always gratitude. Leads us to the grace world in which we live. always led and guided. All the guardians are in our favor. Just allow and accept. Float downstream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you gotta fight, fight. With no remorse.
Life's a garden, dig it.
Because I got my armor. I got my armor on. Pew, pew, pew.
Announcements?
Armors reflect
Faith and love is a mighty armor.
is a mighty, mighty, mighty armor.
Coming up, Honeybee, 14th. Honeybee Hemp Farm on the 14th.
Day of the honey.
14th of September this month, next weekend.
Next.
Or this coming weekend,
Yeah,
Monday night,
coming up.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Legends from the Painted
Yeah.
Cave every Monday morning.
Louie, I don't have a guest next week.
Nice.
You want to come back?
Who do you recommend?
No, I'll take a.
Maybe we can get Grok.
Get Grok. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's done way more of the actual magic in the Golden Dawn. He's been doing it for years.
How so?
Like he's done like the rituals and stuff.
Was there a certain book or genre?
But the Golden Dawn is a book.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The Golden Dawn.
It's like a huge book.
Okay.
Yeah.
He sent me a guy's name that I looked up, and he was into it.
The
He
Golden
would-
Dawn.
Yeah, he was talking about all the magic.
Who sent you that?
Grok.
Yeah.
Oh, the Golden Dawn.
Golden Dawn. The sun is.
Is that
gold.
Masonic?
It's part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all the same stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. I feel like the Kabbalion mentions the Masons. Like the introduction, like the cover page.
So is the Golden Dawn? That's the Western version of the ancient teachings.
It's more modern. I think it's like an evolution of the Western stuff. I think.
Okay.
Like it's already been westernized.
When's it from? Do you know? Time period?
I want to say like the 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
1900.
No, earlier.
I would say 19.
Is that right? Or,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, it's more modern than I thought.
I'm not very good with this stuff.
The Golden.
I don't know.
The Golden Dawn.
Yeah. But I think the name, at least from my rudimentary understanding, is the gold represents the sun. So it's kind of like the dawning of light, this source of knowledge. Yeah. But,
So-
I don't know.
So
Knowledge is
I'm
the
not
light.
affiliated.
I listened to the audio reading of the Kabbalion.
Yeah. I like the Kabbalion.
So is that like similar to Kabbalah, or is it just starts with a K?
I think that's on purpose.
But then I also heard the Kabbalah
Yeah.
starts with different letters, depends on who's spelling it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like I was
'Cause it's
saying, a
a-
lot of people use the same thing, just different.
Yeah, it was a transliteration. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a Hebrew word, but the English letter is like a different. I think it's the Q. yeah.
Q.
I think it's the Hebrew Q word,
Okay.
like kef or kof or something. I don't know. It's the one that means the back of the head, because it's like you pronounce it with the back of your head.
Or the back of the throat.
Damien
Like a
Eccles.
grunt?
I've heard that name. I don't know.
No.
It's like the glottal percussive or something.
Glottal percussive.
Instead of like k, it's like k.
It's back deeper in the throat.
Yeah, it's like you say like G, like it's like ko,
Oh, like
Ko.
a G.
like
Like a G.
Kabbalah rather than Kabbalah or Chibala. Ko. I tried to learn.
God.
I tried to learn like Sanskrit pronunciation stuff. There's a bunch of that. There's
Different positions in the throat to
yeah, I think
shoot out.
there's 4 or 5 different N's depending on where you pronounce it. There's there's and like there's like 5 different. at least.
Whoa.
It's wild.
That takes a talented ear to notice, or a
Yeah.
trained ear.
Yeah, I can like make the different sounds, but I don't really hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the sounds for the chakras? Because they also have their little one note
A-E-I-O-U.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes
No,
why?
is that it?
Sometimes what?
I know.
No.
I know the Crown Tracker is old. I don't know
Yeah,
other ones.
but it is almost, that's what it reminded me of. The just
Yeah, I
little
think the-
notes.
Mm.
I think the
Mhm.
different heights, they come from different like parts of your mouth or your throat.
Huh.
Like the lower chakras are more like oh, the higher chakras are like something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, they start out low and go higher. I think the chakras, right? The vibrational
Yeah.
frequency,
Mhm.
like the bass drum,
Yeah.
is very low.
Mhm.
Keeps us grounded,
Yeah.
quiets the body.
Mhm.
So, what else about the Golden Dawn book?
Mm.
Prophecy,
Um,
secret teachings, magical.
I honestly don't know that much about it. I know there's a bunch of magic that I don't, that seems very arcane, that I don't understand enough to feel comfortable doing. There's a bit of a pentagram drawing in the first ritual, which is just like an instant like step back, consider what you're doing, make sure it's good. To me at
Okay.
least, I don't know.
Yeah. Now,
And,
does it-
people say that you should trust the pentagram.
It's just a shape.
It's just a shape, but
Yeah.
I have my conditioning.
well,
with any
Constantly take pause.
magic, it's you can give it whatever power you'd like,
Yeah.
and so
Exactly.
if you're in fear of it, that power will be aligned with
Yeah.
that fear and,
And if-
negativity.
Yeah.
And if you're in fear, it's a sign to
And-
take a step back.
And you're
Right.
thinking about the
But
star.
it doesn't have to be fear, though. It can be just a
Yeah.
feeling. It doesn't have to be a feeling of fear. It can be just like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel right about this.
You're talking
it's
about
not-
you know,
the
And it
negative,
doesn't, yeah, it doesn't have to be a negative.
the negative
connotation.
connotation on the star because of the pagan and the witchcraft and the devil worship. Like
Right.
the peace and love used to be the meaning for the swastika till
Right.
till
Good
they
luck.
took it. Now no one wants to see the swastika anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
an old Hindu symbol.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, it's like, it is an artificial, like the negativity is artificial, but because that, like the stink is on it, you have to like understand how to like move past it.
Yeah.
Before you jump too fast.
Well, doesn't it make sense if
Yeah,
it,
the stink is on it
Yeah.
already.
I like that term.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, just
I can't
just-
unsee that.
just like with the swastika.
And smell that.
So now, if that did help people, now it's tainted. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you
You have to like untaint
and-
it.
Yeah, but now it's like you can't. You can't do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
same way with the pentagram, the star. It's like
I mean, that
now
is
you
how
worship
you-
goats or something.
that is how you repress people.
yeah,
Right.
you trick them into hating what can help them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's pretty wild.
Superstition.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is definitely the American story. Just hate all the mystical stuff.
You're gonna hate everything that helps you.
You got to.
Because if we get you to hate everything that helps you, we can be your God and your father.
Your
you know?
father. We just
Yeah.
want to be your father. That's you need a
But
father.
this is starting to sound like politics, so let's move on.
Just in time for that.
It's a battle of the fathers or the gods.
Yeah, I want to be your leader.
Take me to your leader.
There can only be one. And you're my children, and I'm your father. So there's lots of fathers around. So there's lots of gods around.
They're all my children.
And so we better bring out our armor, but not too much armor,
Yes.
because then we can't move around. So the wise will have just enough armor. How did you say that?
Oh, the fearful weighs himself down with armor. The fool rushes in without it, and the wise knight wears just enough.
Just enough.
Something like that.
So that would be would that be a Cohen? No,
There's a poem,
that wouldn't be a Cohen.
a fable,
Something else.
a quatrain.
A quatrain, a proverb,
Quatrains.
a wise
An algorithm.
unknown author.
I don't know if
How
they're
about that?
sure.
A wise telling. Well, anything else? We got a couple of minutes.
That was a good show.
Anything good?
Yeah.
Anything?
Thank you guys. Very fun to express this knowledge.
Yeah, I could have heard so much more. I'm sure there's a lot more in
Yeah.
the Golden Dawn that you could have
Sure.
touched upon. But you did say you did look at some of the not spells, but
Ritual.
rituals,
Yeah.
and even the beginning ones you were kind of you wanted to hold back. You got a sense that,
For,
I don't know. I don't really have enough information yet.
In all transparency, I've done the pentagram ritual a few times, but I think I'm good to step back from it and see if it changes my life at all, and I've summoned some demons without realizing it.
What are
That's where I'm at. I got to be careful. Because I'm starting to learn you can do so much.
That's right. Yeah, you have been saying that.
I'm learning so much
I
about
noticed,
the stuff you're talking
That's
about.
exactly what you've been saying.
I noticed some
That's
stuff
right.
when I did it, and it was like, it felt pretty real.
I got to be ready.
Oh.
I got to be ready before I start
That's
playing
for
with
next time.
demons. And
That's for next time.
My apartment flooded when I did it.
your new apartment?
Yeah.
Well, I was playing with some crystal magic and I made it hell.
Nice, wow.
But I don't like talking about that.
I don't like that.
The people in the suits will come get me.
My apartment's flooded before, apparently. It's not the first time.
Yeah.
It felt very mystical.
So you did some pentagram work.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, it could be related, could be unrelated.
Yeah.
Although, I'm not the master of nature's storms and all that. I certainly understand that.
Me too.
But there's some coincidences sometimes that are like,
Yeah, it
that's
feels-
just too coincidental. That's weird.
Yeah, it feels like a
Synchronicity.
sign. Yeah.
Yeah, feels like an omen.
Coincience.
Coincidence. Go inside.
Go inside.
Coincide, go inside. Oh.
Go
The
inside.
painted
Rick.
cave
Oh. The painted cave.
is a representation.
Well, that is our show for today. Thank you, Louie, for driving down from Raleigh to be with us.
Durham.
From Durham.
Yeah.
Okay. To be with us today. Ian, thank you as always, being the consistent backbone of our Legends from the Painted Cave and Medicine Drum Sound Bath, always here.
Legends from the Painted Cave, Facebook, Instagram. We repost the shows on Facebook. Go listen.
And Medicine Drum Sound Bath, that's where I'm at, .com. And, it's been almost, next month will be 1 year, or 2 years we've been on the show. So we'll be coming up on our second anniversary, and in the third year is the explosion year. We're going to be syndicated. So hang in there, guys. We're going to get rich and famous.
Bear with us.
The Ocarina.
Legends from the Painted Cave, WCOM FM LP.
Be love.
LP, Chapel Hill and Carborough.
Don't rattle them bones, don't rattle them bones, don't rattle them bones, don't rattle them bones. When it's in the past, better leave it alone. Don't rattle them bones, don't rattle them bones. You keep asking me about the one before. Did I love you less? Did I love him more? Baby, that was then. This is now. So don't bring it up. It'll only tear us down. Don't rattle them bones. Don't rattle them bones. Don't rattle them bones. Don't rattle them bones. When it's in the past, it's dead and gone. Don't rattle them bones. Don't rattle them bones. Them broken bones, they can break the heart. Best leave them be, keep them in the dark. Dig them up, you're gonna let you down. Forgotten secrets, don't